Hello and welcome back to the West Ham Network for a live, yes, you have heard me right, a live Hammers Headlines, of course, in association with the guys over at KUMB.com. Knees up, Mother Brown. You go across there, you click on their website, you check out their content. Fantastic comment, as per usual. Now, I am here bringing you what we do weekly, and as it seems to be every twice a week now, because we have got the David Moyes press conference and ahead of the game against Fcsb in the Europa League Europa League group stages, conference group stages. So the first game in the group stages takes place tomorrow evening, where we will be doing a live match day. Live, of course, we'll be streaming straight to the ground as well. We'll be getting loads of your opinions in after the game. And if you are looking for your one-stop shop for match day content, then join the channel, because we have got a relentless amount of content coming your way, which I think you'll find really interesting. Earlier on, I did our match day build-up preview show where myself and my dad actually had a chin wag regarding the game ahead and the importance of the Europa Conference League. However, I'm going to jump straight into the chat and see who is kicking about. Hope you are well, of course. Good evening, everyone. All Hammers. I am no professional manager, but would be your take on three in the middle, given that Souček the freedom, further up the pitch, Wild and Rice play in the holding position. Well, you all put your comments in there as well. Stats show that we're most dangerous when he's back, plus he's off the mark with scoring. Adam's in the house. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Aubameyang, I have an Arsenal tattoo move because of my relationship with the manager. What am I doing? God. Sounds as if Souček has a slight foot injury. Hiya, everyone from Dalek. Good to see you. Crosshammer, good to see you too. Souček may not start because he's injured his foot from Chelsea as well. However, I'm going to get straight into the presser for you now. David Moyes was joined by a player, which always seems to happen in the Europa Conference, press conferences, anything to do with Europe. You do tend to find that a player joins the forces with the manager. And today was Vladimir Coufal's turn on the thing, and he was asked about West Ham in Europe, and he said, for all West Ham, it's very important to be in European football again. We're going to do everything we can to reach the final in Prague, which would be very important for me. It would be very special for all of the club. We're taking the Conference League very seriously. It would be perfect to lift the trophy in my home country. The final is at the stadium of my former club, so it would be amazing to reach the final. But to do that, we need to work very, very hard. And listen, I mean, we don't need to sit here and say absolutely it's true. It's nice to hear him saying that they're keeping and treating the competition as serious as they possibly can. I fully get that, and I fully understand why they would do that. It helps with progressing the club, but it helps with momentum and carrying the confidence moving forward. Next, Coufal was asked about the signings that's come into the club. He says that I think every player that has come in brings amazing qualities to help the team. We last season had a few outgoings, so we needed to add players to our squad. Every person that has come in is a good person, but they also add and had important qualities to our team too. So it's nice to see that players are accepting of the new players coming in, and hopefully they are bedding in sooner rather than later. Coufal was then asked about Fcsb, formerly known as Steaua Bucharest. He says, I know more about the Romanian national team than I do Fcsb. I played with some Romanian players at Slavia Prague and played against some as well. We know they have very quality, good individual players, especially on the wing, and we need to play our way of football and not let these players punish us. So good, he's got a little bit of nice knowledge. He's obviously played with some Romanian players as well, so he's given us some of that information. But listen, when the player's there, it's just a general chit-chat as well. And he was asked about the final in Prague, and he said, I think for me and Thomas, it's something special because we know the people, the stadium, and the country, but getting the final is motivation for all of West Ham United. This is a chance to win a big competition. It's something special. We can be written into West Ham history, something the fans never forget. It would be amazing, and it really, really would be amazing. Could you imagine at the end of the season lifting that Europa League Conference Cup, guaranteed a position in European football for the third successive year, and progressing the club up the ranks, which is what we're so desperately want to do. So really, really good chat with Vladimir Coufal. Then we moved on to himself, the main man, the manager of West Ham, and that is David Moyes. And he was asked about team news, and he said Scamacca has only just started training, but we're going to try and get him back if we can. He's trained today and he's getting closer to fitness. Now, I think from that, you take that you will probably see some form of Scamacca. He's come off of 2 games in the Europa Conference League and 2 goals, and I think that is only going to help him, and fingers crossed he can get some of that fitness back in, playing against Slavia Prague, playing against FCSB, and pushing up the opportunity to try and start the game against the Toon Newcastle at the weekend as well. So let's move on to the next part of the presser. And Moyes is talking about being in Europe, and he said, I think it's difficult to assess at the moment. We'll have the same situation as last year when the teams dropped from the Europa League. I'm not earmarking any particular games as the most important. We want to try and win all of them. We start tomorrow night and we're looking forward to it. We've got a group with some history in it. This is huge for us. I see this as 2 years of European football. From our point of view, this is part of growth, and I completely get what he is saying. It's true. 2 years in the modern history for West Ham, playing in consecutive seasons in Europe is huge for our club, something I've never seen in my lifetime, and fingers crossed we can go ahead and push for the 3rd season in a row. Massive amount of progression for the club. Then he was asked about the groups as well. He says, I think everyone is hoping you qualify, and then in the knockout games, that's when it gets a bit more exciting. I think the group stages are always a little bit to get through, but we won the group last year, and I think it's so vital that we get off to such a good start in the group stages. That's why I think you will see a strong 11 in the lineup, but it is vital that you get off to a good start, because you don't want to be backs against the wall, a bit like what's happening in the Premier League, and then fighting to try and just catch up with the rest of the team at such an early stage. Vital you get on the board as soon as you can. Next, he was asked about FCSB. He says, we've watched a lot of games and tried to get to know the players as best as we can. We're getting a better understanding of FCSB overall. You finished 2nd last year on your league. We've recognised 1 or 2 players we need to deal with, and I think what you really don't want to do is take any of the teams that you would classify as minnows. Don't take them serious, because look what happened with Chelsea last night, because they absolutely did not expect to go to Dinamo Zagreb and lose that game, and we cannot underestimate our opposition. That's why you keep an eye out for some of the content coming out, because we're going to talk to you a little bit about the opposition and what they could bring to the equation as well. He was then asked about the transfer business, and he said he's been really busy. Really pleased with the business they've done, and we've added some really good players. We need to give them time to gel, but on paper they look good signings. They're hungry players that I'm hoping will improve, and I absolutely concur with them. I think they will. I think it's exciting to see. I think we're going to start seeing a lot more of them now. They've had a bit of time in the squad. They've been training. It'll be huge to see if Scamacca does come back into the setup, and players like Cornet, who I thought looked a bit dangerous when he came on against Chelsea as well. Then he was asked about this man, Flynn Downs. He said he missed out in Viborg, but I'm looking at Flynn and thinking this could be a chance to give him a game. I'll look at that closely. It could be a good chance. Now, I think for someone like Flynn Downs, I mean, I like what I saw so far. It's not a huge amount, but I like his intensity. I like his fact that he pushes on the press and he wants to close down the opposition player. And I think this could be a very, very good game to see what he is capable of doing. I don't think this would be a downgrade. I think if there is a rumoured knock to Tommy Soucek, then it's an opportunity now for Flynn Downs to step up to the equation and show what he's capable of doing. You've also got Lanzini, who could step into that role. Declan Rice returns to European football. I definitely think he will play 100%. I think he will want to gain that momentum as part of a winning team if he can. So I think it would be great to see Flynn Downs in there, see what he's capable of doing. Also, with the fact that he plays alongside or played alongside the likes of Declan Rice as well, but we will have to wait and see what happens as West Ham move forward. Next up, he was asked about Jared Bowen, and he said, I think Bowen came back last year in brilliant physical condition. He's been a little unlucky, but we're hoping he is starting to find his best form. And yeah, you know, I did the preview earlier on, and we discussed, should Bowen be benched? Should he be subbed? Should he be dropped? Should he be rested? Sometimes you worry about being, you know, questionably your best player last season, probably your best player last season, and the fact that he may be getting dropped after 4 or 5 games of the season early doors. Yeah, he's not in form, but I think he offers something to the game at any minute. He can turn it on and switch it on. I think we need to be mindful of the fact that what he can do rather than thinking about what he hasn't been doing, and that is exactly where I am at when it comes to Jared Bowen as well. Next up, though, he was asked about. Oh, sorry, that's it. That's his press conference today. So it's short and sweet. It's straight to the point. It gives you all the information you need to know ahead of the game and what the players are thinking of. So I think we're going to have pretty much nearly a full squad to choose from in terms of injuries. So you need to start putting your predictions in for your starting 11. I've asked you to do that on the preview as well. Put your predictions in, the scoreline predictions. But we've got loads of content, of course, coming your way as per usual. We'll have match day morning. We're going to have your starting 11. We're going to have who are you series starting about the opposition and what they've maybe done against West Ham in the past as well. So many comments. I'm going to quickly jump through them while I can. Here we go. So check me not started. He's injured his foot from Chelsea. You're all talking to each other. Sounds very nice, Anton. We can win this competition in Europe again. Would be something we would all never forget. Hit the like button, people. Surely Bowen is injured from where he clattered into Mendy. Absolutely. He's gained some Mendyitis, you could say. So yeah, he'll be fine, raring to go as per usual. And that brings the end to your Hammers headlines, where I've covered the Moyes press conference, and he does talk a lot about Flynn Downs. Does that give us the assumption that he will start the game against Fcsb tomorrow evening? Put it in your comments and let me know your thoughts on that. Stay safe, and of course, thank you for watching. Come on, you Irons.